the siren to end the first quarter in this great game at the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's the Sydney Swans in front, 5 goals, 232 to Carlton, 4 goals, 428.
In favour of Sydney, 3 to Kappa, 1 to Tony Morwood, 1 to Williams. Their goal kickers. In for Carlton, 2 to Kernahan, 1 to McClure and 1 to Robertson.
The 1986 Victorian Football League Premiership season is proudly sponsored by Carlton and United Breweries.
4 points the difference. Bob Skilton, how did you see the first term?
Well, an absolutely excellent quarter of football, Pete. Both sides desperate, both sides really supporting each other. The players have always got someone there when they're in a bit of trouble. The handball's been good, and as we watch some of the highlights, it's Greg Williams putting it through. That's been an excellent duel. Shine and Williams, both players have done well. Ironmonger and the big fellow in Madden have both played well for their respective sides. Robertson, he's going on and off the ball with Mitchell. Although Robertson kicked the goal there, Mitchell has been a good player for the Swans. And no matter where you look, both teams have got good players. Some of them have cancelled each other out. Tony Danaher and Ken Hunter have had an excellent duel at centre-half forward. The other end of the ground, Dennis Carroll playing well at centre-half back, but Mark McClure, an excellent player for the Swans. The danger player up forward for Carlton is no doubt Kernahan. He's taken some excellent marks. He's forced the Swans to take Dersma away and put him on the forward line. Coleman has gone into the back pocket, and it's probably been a good move because since going to the forward line, and Dersma has moved around, taken some good marks. In fact, has had by far the better of Dorotich since he's gone down to the forward line, and has given them 2 focal points, with Capra at full forward having 3 goals on the board, and Dersma coming right up the ground, also leading and giving them something to kick to. The Swans looking very dangerous. An excellent game so far, and it would be very, very hard to, as the scoreboard does indicate, 8 scoring shots to Carlton, 7 to the Swans, and that's pretty much the way it's gone. As we look at the kicks, 46 to 48, handballs 23 to 29, and so not just on the scoreboard, but right around the ground, a very, very even game.
All right, well, that's it at quarter time. A very good game of football, as Bob said. And I think we're going to be in for some more of the same in the next 3 terms.
Bob, I think what Carlton have to do is get down the ground more directly, because they've got a man down there. They've got 2 men in, particularly Kernahan is in rare form. It's taken a while to strike top form. We can see his value at the moment. And plus the fact they've got McClure that can always pick up a goal or 2.
Yes, as I said during the game, Lou, McClure playing well up the ground, and which means that Kernahan coming up behind him almost becomes a centre-half forward. And they've got an interesting move with Bradley, virtually an extra centre man. Williams is being tagged by Shine. Bradley is not playing on the half-forward line. Carlton, in effect, are playing 1 short on the forward line, and so Bradley becoming either a ruck rover or a spare centre man, whatever you would like to call it. And Bradley's been an effective player. Shine and Williams, as I said before, probably fairly even. And a number of players like Peter Dean. Dean is sacrificing his own game to make sure that Edmund doesn't break clear. He's playing a very close checking game. And Carlton have had Meldon coming on and off the ball with Steve Wright. And when he comes back into the back pocket, we see Shane Robertson go onto the ball and off with Barry Mitchell.
Bob, when you're a side as brilliant as Carlton, and they have some brilliant players, do you think you can be over negative?
I think they've only got the 3 players, Shine, Meldrum and Robertson being a negative type player, and I don't think so. It still leaves Ashman, Bradley to run around the ground, and I don't think you can go any further than that. You certainly can have too many players, but if you look at the players they're using, with the exception of Meldrum, who does like to be a free-running player himself, Shine's real asset is as a tagging type player, and Shane Robertson, well, you wouldn't say that you're sacrificing one of your top players with that move.
Well, there's no doubt that the Swans have got a psychological advantage here with this crowd right behind them. I suppose there's round about the 35,000. It'd be, what, 30,000 barrack for Sydney, wouldn't there, Pete?
33, I think.
Yeah. I wanted to be a little bit kinder, but it's certainly a magnificent sight here, and as we've said many times, the ground with tremendous atmosphere, and this could be the greatest thing that's happened to Australian football in Sydney if this game stays as close as it is all day. Let's hope it does.
Interchange players for the start of this quarter will be Fraser Murphy and Mark Williams for Carlton, Craig Holden and Mark Witzel for the Swans.
Yes, the thing about the Sydney ground is that everything seems a lot closer, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
The ground is, it is a real oval as such in shape, and the stands are much closer to the action than many grounds we have in Melbourne.
When you look at the ground, apart from that little patch in the centre, it's now, with the rain having stopped, it's a dry weather conditions, and even the centre has come up remarkably well.
And, of course, looking at the back of the scoreboard, it looks as though that's where the weather comes from. Looks as though we're going to be in for a fine day, Peter.
Yes, I think we're pretty right now. The shower has passed, or showers. A lot of rain here during the week, though, and that's what's caused the mud. In fact, I think they had something like 3 or 4 inches midweek. Many of the streets were awash. Now, just about set for the second quarter. Players taking up their positions. Dool will still, I see, has the job of minding Kappa.
He's got a plate on the side.